Welcome to Serving with Success, Kitchen Records. The objectives of this module are to identify the key requirements of a menu, develop or revise standardized recipes to include essential information and determine how portions contribute to the meal pattern, identify production record requirements and recognize their benefits, use child nutrition labeling to show how a product contributes to the meal pattern requirement, improve food safety by strengthening temperature records and the food safety plan, and prepare records for administrative review. The menu is the basis for all your planning. It has great influence on your operations organization, management, and success in meeting its goals. Menus should be attractive, colorful, and logical. They should use icons and pictures that represent whole, grain-rich, and low-sodium items. Menus should also indicate prices for full, free, and reduced-priced meals. Parents and students should be made aware of new USDA menu guidelines. The meal components offered each day should be specified, including fruit and milk choices. Items offered daily should also be listed, and students should be educated in offer versus serve. Program materials, including menus, must have the appropriate non-discrimination statement. If the material is too small to contain the full statement, it must, at a minimum, include the statement, "This institution is an equal opportunity provider." There are a number of helpful tools available for menu planning, including child nutrition labels, or CN labels, the product formulation statement, or PFS, nutrition fact labels, standardized recipes, the USDA food buying guide, and production records. The Child Nutrition Labeling Program is run by the Food and Nutrition Service of the USDA in cooperation with the Food Safety and Inspection Service, Agricultural Marketing Service, and National Marine Fisheries Service.
The CN label is something the manufacturer provides to the schools to show you what it would credit toward those components.
If used correctly, it provides warranty for products against audit claims. It identifies the contribution of a product toward the meal pattern requirements, such as main dish products that contribute a minimum of 1/2 ounce equivalent meat alternate component. Child nutrition labels, known as CN labels in the industry, always contain the following: the distinct CN logo, the meal pattern contribution statement, a 6-digit product information number, the USDA FNS authorization, and the month and year of approval. Any product with this label has been certified to meet the meal pattern as stated in the label, and assurance that the item served is approved for school food and nutrition service regulations. It is important to keep documentation on each product served in your school meal program. For meat alternate items that are not CN labeled items, a product formulation statement must be obtained. Product formulation statements will be discussed in more detail later in this presentation. For non-CN labeled items, save the nutrition fact labels on each product, indicating the ingredients and contributions per serving. Each manufacturer's nutrient data is distinct. It indicates the serving size per the manufacturer and lists the amount of nutrients the product contains for the manufacturer's serving size. It also indicates the amount of the recommended dietary allowance provided by the manufacturer's serving size. Foods that require nutrient data include commercially prepared heat and serve foods such as frozen pizza, French toast sticks, and vegetable blends, mixes for cakes, gravy, and other products, seasoning mixes such as taco or sloppy joe seasoning, and commercially prepared open and serve foods such as juices and desserts. To collect or obtain nutrient data, remove the nutrient fact portion of the label from the product, or request the nutrient fact information from the distributor, manufacturer, or the food broker. Keep this information in a complete, organized file. This information can be used to complete the nutrient analysis data form.
Keep in mind though, not every food item that you're going to serve is going to have a CN label So if that's not available, then you're going to need a product formulation statement or a PFS, which is also provided by the manufacturer.
Product formulation statements are developed by manufacturers to provide specific information about their products and usually include a detailed explanation of what the product contains and the amount of each ingredient in the products by weight. However, there is no standard information required for product formulation statements. Each company decides what to include. Unlike a CN label, a product formulation statement does not provide any warranty against audit claims for reimbursable meals. The USDA does not monitor product formulation statements for compliance with the product's actual formulation or stated contribution to the meal pattern requirements. When LEAs use product formulation statements to document compliance with the meal pattern requirements, it is the LEA's responsibility to check the manufacturer's crediting information for accuracy. All creditable ingredients in the product formulation statement must match a description in the food buying guide. The LEA is ultimately responsible if a menu does not meet the meal pattern requirements. LEAs should request supporting documentation from manufacturers, verify its accuracy, and maintain this documentation on file. When a product formulation statement is used to determine crediting information for the USDA child nutrition programs, it must indicate how the product credits towards the USDA meal pattern requirements and document how the manufacturer obtained the crediting information by citing specific child nutrition program resources or regulations, such as the USDA's Food Buying Guide for Child Nutrition Programs and USDA Policy on Crediting Foods. The product formulation statement must also be prepared on the manufacturer's letterhead with an original signature of a company official and the date of issue. USDA Memo TA-07-2010, Revised Guidance for Accepting Product Documentation, requires the review of product formulation statements prior to purchasing processed products. Specific information about the product showing the credit obtained, citing CN program resources and/or regulations. Verification that the product's credit to meal pattern requirements is not greater than the serving size of the product. That is, a 2.2 ounce beef patty may not credit for more than 2 ounces meat alternate. The program operator is responsible for requesting supporting documentation and to verify its accuracy. A standardized recipe is a recipe produced for a specific school district and is designed to assure the same number and size of portions, the same taste, food quality, cost, and nutritional content every time the recipe is used, regardless of who makes the product. The USDA defines a standardized recipe as one that has been tried, adapted, and retried several times for use by a given food service operation and has been found to produce the same good results and yield every time when the exact procedures are used with the same type of equipment and the same quantity and quality of ingredients.
Schools should have a standardized recipe for anything that is a multi-step process to make. There is steps laid out to show you how to cook that food the same way every single time, so we know the children are being taken care of on all fronts.
The benefits of standardized recipes include assurance that the product provides required food components and nutrients, better quality control and consistency, portion control, elimination of waste and guesswork, reduced chance of running out of products, and less need for substitutions, reduced preparation time, and reduced demand for training and supervision. The goal is that anyone with basic cooking skills can produce consistent results using a standardized recipe. A standardized recipe includes the recipe title, ingredients, the weight or volume for each ingredient, preparation instructions or directions, cooking temperature and time if appropriate, the serving size and recipe yield, equipment and utensils to be used, and the food safety guidelines, including a hazard analysis critical control plan. In a standardized recipe, each menu component should have a recipe, along with the nutrition facts sheet, CN label, or product formulation statement. Standardized recipes should be written clearly, so that an experienced person could make the dish successfully without asking questions, and all recipes should include hazard analysis critical control plan procedures. Standardized recipes maintain consistent yield, quantity, taste, cost, quality, nutrients, and preparation time. Production records. The menu production record is a valuable tool in the menu planning process and serves the dual purpose of demonstrating compliance with program requirements and communicating the menu to staff. Production records also provide daily requirements for breakfast, lunch, salad bar, and snacks, staff direction and communication, the forecasting of meals, the support claim for meals, and the ability to track items for nutrient analysis. The menu production record is the ideal tool for tracking student acceptance of a recipe. Records should be kept for 3 years plus the current year. The required contents of the production record are food components, the recipe or product number used, the planned number of servings for both students and adults, serving sizes, total amount of food prepared, actual number of reimbursable meals, the number of non-reimbursable meals, that is, those served to adults and those served a la carte, leftovers and substitutions, and temperature records. Production records should also include serving sizes for fruits, vegetables, and milk indicated in cup size, meat, meat alternate, and grains indicated in portion sizes such as 1 chicken patty sandwich or 5 chicken nuggets. This example shows the recording of weights and volumes on the production record. For leafy green vegetables, 1 cup of actual leafy greens credits as 1/2 cup of leafy greens for the meal pattern requirements. On the production record, you must record the total cup size of leafy greens that were planned and used. Record the actual amount that was planned and used. If 1 cup of romaine lettuce is served, record 1 cup under serving size and 1/2 cup dark greens under component contribution. This simplifies identification of the crediting amount and indicates the difference between the actual serving size and the crediting serving size of leafy greens. Record any leftover food or substitutions in the comments section. For example, if broccoli is substituted for spinach, it is necessary to show compliance with the dark green vegetable requirement. The USDA Food Buying Guide for Child Nutrition Programs is a valuable resource for questions regarding menu contributions for any items served in the program. It can help determine portion sizes of fresh fruits and vegetables. It includes common can sizes, utensil sizes, and capacities and purchasing guidelines. The Food Buying Guide for Child Nutrition Programs provides current information in one manual to help purchasing agents buy appropriate types of food in the correct amounts for specific programs and determine the specific contribution each food makes toward meal pattern requirements. The Food Buying Guide for Child Nutrition Programs has been updated to include fruits and vegetables as separate components. The vegetables are now separated by vegetable subgroups. The section on grains has also been updated. The Food Buying Guide for Child Nutrition Programs can help improve forecasts and meet the minimum component requirements. The USDA Food Buying Guide for Child Nutrition Programs is available at the website shown. Now that you have finished kitchen records, complete the following brief quiz.